Hello students, welcome back. Now we'll be discussing the concept of inverse of a matrix. We'll discuss that A inverse is equal to adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. So this concept is also dependent on the previous concept, that is adjoint of a matrix. We'll also get to know the various properties of inverse, and we shall also discuss how to evaluate the inverse of a 2 cross 2 matrix directly. So let's begin. Now another important concept that we have is inverse of a matrix. So what exactly do we mean by an inverse of a matrix? A square matrix A is said to be invertible if there exists a matrix B such that AB is equal to identity is equal to BA. So that means for a square matrix A, we'll call it invertible if there exists another matrix B such that the product of AB comes out to be an identity matrix and that is equal to BA as well. In that case, B is said to be the inverse of A and is denoted by A raised to the power minus 1, that is called A inverse. This means that A inverse is B if and only if AB is equal to identity is equal to BA. For an involutory matrix, A square is identity, which implies A is A inverse. So if you remember, involutory matrix means A square is identity. We can write it as A into A is identity, which would give A equal to A inverse. So one of the matrix in which the inverse is the same as the original matrix itself is involutory matrix. So just remember this. Then we have A inverse exists only if determinant of A is non-zero. So A inverse will exist only provided the determinant of A is non-zero or A is non-singular. We cannot have an inverse of a singular matrix. Next we have is how to find out the inverse of a matrix. The formula that is generally used for finding out the inverse of a matrix is A inverse is adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. Or you can say the cofactor method of inverses is divided by determinant of A. This will remain the same, and in fact this is another notation of denoting the same formula. Instead of adjoint of A, we can write matrix of cofactors whole transpose. If you remember, adjoint of A is transpose of matrix of cofactors. So this is the value of adjoint of A has been substituted over here, and then again divided by determinant of A. Now we have a trick to find out the inverse of a 2 cross 2 matrix. So if you remember, we have discussed how to find out the adjoint of a 2 cross 2 also, a trick to find out the adjoint of 2 cross 2 directly. Similarly, we can find out the inverse of a 2 cross 2 matrix as well. So on similar lines, what we have is, suppose we have got a matrix 2 cross 2 matrix ABCD, and what you will do is you will first of all compute the determinant, that is AD minus BC. Then again you will swap the diagonal elements, negate the non-diagonal elements, and finally divide this value by determinant of matrix A. Next we have some of the important properties of inverse of a matrix. The inverse of a matrix is unique. The matrix inverse of a matrix is unique, that is a particular matrix cannot have two inverses. If there exists B and C, two inverses of a matrix A, then B will always be equal to C. The inverse of a non-singular symmetric matrix is symmetric. That means if you have a symmetric matrix, then the inverse of that particular matrix will come out to be symmetric. Then we have inverse of a non-singular upper or lower triangular matrix is again upper or lower triangular matrix. The inverse, if we have a upper or lower triangular matrix and we find out the inverse of those matrices, then that will come out to be again upper or lower triangular. Now suppose A1, A2, AK, we have got K matrices which are all individually invertible. They possess their inverses. Then so will be the product A1, A2, AK, and in that case the product A1, A2, AK whole inverse would be equal to AK inverse, so on A2 inverse, A1 inverse. What does that mean? If you have some matrices and you multiply those and you find out the inverse of the product, then the order gets reversed. Just note here. First of all, you will have the last matrix AK inverse, AK minus 1 inverse, so on A2 inverse and A1 inverse. Inverse of A inverse would be equal to A, that is quite obvious. Then again AB whole inverse is B inverse A inverse. This is in fact a particular case of this. The inverse of product of two matrices would be the equal to individual product of individual inverses but in reverse order. Now A transpose inverse is A inverse transpose. If you find out the inverse of transpose of a matrix or you find out the transpose of inverse of a matrix, both these quantities are same. Lambda of A inverse is equal to, now see, lambda is a scalar. When we'll take it out, lambda inverse is 1 by lambda, just reciprocal, right? And into A inverse. Now we have, if a matrix A is equal to this, and we have a question based on the concept of inverse. If a matrix A is equal to this and given that 6A inverse is A square plus CA plus DI, then CD is, this is another question that has been asked in IIT JEE 2005. So just remember one more concept that is generally used in such questions is that a square matrix satisfies its characteristic equation. A square matrix always satisfies its characteristic equation, which is determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to 0. So in this case we have, what we'll have is A minus lambda I means this, so this will give me this. So I have this is equal to 0, which will imply 1 minus lambda into 1 minus lambda into 4 minus lambda plus 2 is equal to 0. This will give me 1 minus lambda into 4 minus lambda minus 4 lambda plus lambda square plus 2 is equal to 0. This will give me 1 minus lambda into lambda square minus 5 lambda plus 6 is equal to 0. So this will yield me, if I get this, in fact mod of A minus lambda, if I substitute lambda by A, what the equation that I get is A cube minus 6A square. By computing this, I get A cube minus 6A square plus 11A minus 6I is equal to 0. This is the first thing, first equation. Then now we are given that 6A inverse is A square plus CA plus DI equal to 0, right? So if I multiply both the sides by A, what do I get? 6I is A cube plus CA square plus DA. Now if I try to compute this, by solving this I get A cube plus CA square plus DA minus 6I is equal to 0. This is my second equation. Now by comparing 1 and 2, we get C, you can see it minus 6 and D comes out to be 11. Can you see? Just compare this equation with this equation, they are same, and the values of C and D we have obtained as minus 6 and 11, and therefore the correct answer is A. So the answer is minus 6, 11. Okay, so here you need to know the concept of characteristic equation. First of all, we took the square matrix satisfies its characteristic equation, that is mod of determinant of A minus lambda is equal to 0. Then I substituted A, we have got like this, so we have got this equation, and finally we'll get using the given condition also we have got this equation. We tried to form it in A cube so that we will be able to compare both the equations in order to get the values of C and D. Okay, so next question that we have is find the inverse of the given matrix. where the matrix is this. Now A inverse, if you remember, is adjoint of A upon determinant of A, right? So first of all, in case of finding inverse, it would be better if you find out the determinant only, because some of you might start computing the adjoint of A, and that will consume most of your time, and finally you might get that determinant comes out to be 0, so that the inverse of a matrix does not exist, right? So it's better to compute the determinant first, and if it is a non-singular matrix, then you can obviously compute the adjoint. Determinant of A comes out to be 16 minus 16, which is 0. So the matrix is singular. So what does that mean? Determinant of A does not exist, because if the matrix is singular, determinant cannot exist, and therefore, this will be A inverse does not exist because determinant is coming out to be 0. Next we have another example that says, given A, find A inverse. This is a 3 cross 3 matrix. You have to find out the inverse of this matrix, and we already know the formula for inverse is adjoint of A divided by determinant of A. So in this case, the method that we'll have to follow is, you'll have to compute the cofactors first, the matrix of cofactors, then you'll have to take the transpose so that you can get the adjoint, and then finally you'll be dividing the adjoint by the determinant in order to get the inverse. So first of all, we compute the cofactors C11, and that will be equal to 15 minus 12, that comes out to be 3. Similarly C12 and C13. Now C12 is this element, so that will come out to be 10 minus 8, minus of 10 minus 8, that is minus 2. Then C13 we have will come out to be 6 minus 6, that is 0. Then I have C31, C31. Now C21, if I see, this is C21, right? So in case of C21, we'll have to omit this column, this row. So we have 20 minus 12, and that to negative, because I plus j in this case is 3, and therefore odd, so negative. So this is minus 8. Then I have C22, that comes out to be 7, and then C23, that will come out to be minus 1. Then I have C31, that case I have 16 minus 12, that is 4. C32 minus 4, and C33 is 1. So what is the adjoint of the matrix? Adjoint of the matrix is, we simply write down transpose of the matrix of cofactors. So I am writing it this way: 3 minus 8 4, minus 2 7, minus 4, and 0 1, minus 1 1. This is adjoint of A, and then what we do is we find out the determinant of A. Now in order to compute the determinant, what I do is 3, then we leave this row and this column, we have 15 minus 12, then minus 4, and 10 minus 8, plus 4, 6 minus 6 is 0. So this gives me 3 into 3 minus 4 into 2 plus 0, 9 minus 8, which is 1. And therefore A inverse is adjoint of A divided by 1, which is simply adjoint A. So this value is A inverse. Simply, since determinant of A is coming out to be 1, so this is equal to A inverse. So I suppose this concept was also quite simple, but we'll have to practice a good number of questions in order to maintain a very good speed in finding out the inverse, because it involves a bit calculation computations, like you'll have to find out the cofactors, then you'll have to find out the transpose of cofactors in order to compute adjoint, and finally the determinant in order to find the inverse. So I hope you must have understood the concept of inverse of a matrix. By now you must have realized that in order to calculate the inverse, we need a non-singular matrix. In the next session, we shall discuss the concept of rank of a matrix, which is extremely important. So keep watching.